Spend less time in the laundry room and more time doing the things you love. Introducing the Samsung Smart Top Load Laundry Pair, now available at Lowe's. The washer's large capacity means you can fit more in every load. Plus, its super speed setting washes a full load in only 28 minutes. Shop the smart washer that will streamline laundry day, backed by Lowe's Price Promise. Based on using super speed on a normal cycle with an 8-pound load. Terms apply. See Lowe's.com/price promise for details. U.S. only.
Hey, Washington. Delta Dental is on a mission. Our state has a lot to smile about, and we think those smiles should be healthy and bright. That's why our Tooth Fairies taught over 30,000 kids the importance of dental care. Whether it's in the classroom or online, they make good habits stick and spread a little magic along the way with free programs, parent resources, and of course, toothbrushes. The Tooth Fairy experience is helping us get closer to being 100% cavity-free. Learn more at cavityfreewa.com.
Hey, this is BJ. Thanks for listening to our show's podcast. If you're a fan of all things geeky, you should check out my other podcast, BJ Shea's Geek Nation. We have new episodes every day, and you can check it out at bjgeeknation.com.
Your wages are being garnished. We can stop that now. It's hard enough to pay your bills when things are good, let alone when a big chunk of your take-home pay is gone before you even get your check. I'm bankruptcy attorney Travis Gagne, and I can stop the garnishment and get the creditors off your back immediately, often the same day as our consultation. Both Chapter 7 and 13 provide bankruptcy relief, but choosing the right chapter is crucial. In a free consultation, we can create a plan to get your finances back under your control. The chapter you choose sets the tone for the next chapter of your life. Please contact me today at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com.
99.9 KISW, the Rock of Seattle. Check out the new KISW face mask. We got a new design, and you can check it out at KISW.com. Got two designs for you right now. Got the camo, which is brand new, and so we have the old skull design as well. So yeah, we're in a new year, but you still need that same mask because, the COVID's still around. It's still there. Yeah. All right. So, and don't forget, a portion of each mask sold goes to the Washington State Nurses Association. They do a great job providing education and resources to nurses across the state. So get your face covered. Help out the nurses. Go to KISW.com.
Let's play Beat Migs. It's time to play the game. Yeah. So everybody scream his name. Beat Migs. Don't be a loser. Whoa. Beat Migs. You're a loser.
It is time to beat Migs, and we need to pump it up for Monday. Oh, yeah. Pump it up, baby. First Monday of 2021.
That's right.
Very exciting. Is it really?
No, not at all.
It's just another Monday. Yeah, probably. I mean, look, everyone's got high hopes. They're just hoping that this year is better than last year. I don't know how this year can't be better than last year.
Well, don't jinx it. Like, I mean, we could get, I don't know, like meteors or something like that, or aliens actually show up.
Or the robots finally take over.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah. All right. Well, look, if the aliens show up there, they could be cool.
Yeah.
I mean, they don't always have to be bad guys.
That is true.
And the robots don't have to be bad guys, Steve. What if the robots take over, but in fact they make our lives better?
Could be.
Yeah.
But then they're all going to get social media, and then next thing you know, we're all going to be divided again, and we're all be yelling at each other, and these aliens all of a sudden are not as cool as we thought.
Yeah, you're right. That's we got
to keep the aliens away from social media, and then we'll be fine.
I agree
Let's
with
go
that.
back to 2020 again. Okay, fine.
Let's get to our contestant today. We've got Anthony in Duval. Anthony, are you there?
Yeah.
Excellent. All right.
And happy National Trivia Day.
Yeah.
As we're playing Beat Migs, we should be celebrating National Trivia Day. It's also National Spaghetti Day, so I'm going to eat some spaghetti in the other room.
All right. Perfect. Well, get out of here. Get out.
Goodbye.
For those playing at home, Anthony will have 60 seconds to answer 10 questions. Anthony, you can pass all you want, but you will only get 3 guesses per question. Are you ready? Hello, Anthony.
Yeah.
Okay. The superhero family, The Incredibles, had 3 children named Violet, Dash, and what?
Pass.
What royal middle name does singer Sierra have?
Pass.
On what holiday was Wonder Woman 1984 released in 2020?
Can you repeat the question?
On what holiday was Wonder Woman 1984 released in 2020?
Christmas.
Yes.
New Year's.
The cartoon characters, Heckle and Jekyll, are what kind of animal?
Dog.
No.
Bears.
No.
Pass.
The first Jack in the Box opened in what Southern California city?
Pass.
How many seasons did Breaking Bad have?
6.
No.
9.
No.
7.
No. The Republic of Liberia is a country on which continent? Anthony?
Pass.
Anthony, you got one correct. Not sure what Anthony's sweet spot is.
None of these questions?
Yeah.
But sometimes that happens.
Well, when you're a young dude, sometimes a lot of these,
Yeah.
I don't know if these questions were really geared towards Anthony.
Some of them kind of, and some of them you could just kind of guess at.
Yeah, look, no doubt about it, there could have been some guessing.
Yeah.
But Anthony wasn't up for that. He didn't have that.
Apparently not.
No.
He's pretty good at passing.
Yeah.
Steve, are you ready?
Oh, yeah!
The superhero family, the Incredibles, had 3 children named Violet, Dash, and what?
Wild?
No. No.
Wilder.
Cash.
No.
Oh, I don't know.
What royal middle name does singer Sierra have?
Princess?
Yes.
Oh.
On what holiday was Wonder Woman 1984 released in 2020?
Oh, great movie. Christmas.
Yes. Wow. The cartoon characters Heckle and Jekyll are what kind of animal?
Buzzards?
No.
Crows.
Yes.
Yeah.
The first Jack in the Box opened in what Southern California city?
Ooh, I'm going to go Los Angeles.
No.
That's not Southern. San Jose?
No.
That's not Southern either. Crap. Bakersfield.
No. How many seasons did Breaking Bad have?
8.
No.
Oh. 10?
No.
7?
No. The Republic of
9?
No. The Republic of Liberia is a country on which
5?
No. Yeah, actually.
Yeah,
crap.
Sorry,
The
buddy.
Republic
They're
of
like split seasons, right?
The Republic of Liberia is a country on which continent?
Asia.
No. Steve.
Europe.
No. You got 3 correct, but you win.
Oh,
3,
yeah.
2, 1.
Yeah, this was not easy for either one of them. Anthony, you got redeemed on that one because Steve didn't do well either.
Yeah, those were some hard questions. Huh?
Starting off with a big W for
Big
2021.
Thanks for playing, buddy.
Simply the best.
Wow, I think Vicky and I would have kicked ass in this beat mix.
Maybe.
Well, you didn't. Yeah. I want to recount.
So, BJ, do you know the youngest of the Incredibles children?
I do, but I'm going to let Vicky answer it.
Okay.
Jack.
Jack. How do you remember that?
Because he's so cute. In the second movie, he really steals the show.
I know, but it was like forever ago.
The second movie came out recently.
Vicky's probably watched it how many times?
I don't know, a lot.
That's the thing.
Oh, somebody said Heckle and Jekyll are magpies, not crows.
Are they?
I thought they were crows.
Is there a difference between them? There's probably a difference between a magpie and a
I didn't
crow.
know they were I didn't know. I know they were birds. That's all I could tell you.
Yeah, and I was kind of hoping that you would say birds.
Should have said birds.
Yeah. So when I looked at it, I was like thinking, it's like, well, maybe they are crows. They kind of look like crows, but I mean, are magpies different from crows and ravens? Or
I would imagine they would call them some if they're why would they call them something different if they were crows?
Pretty good point there.
Why use 2 words? But then again, America.
Yeah. The first Jack in the Box opened in what Southern California city?
I'm going to go with Los Angeles.
No, because Steve already said that.
Oh,
Yeah, it's San Diego.
San Diego.
I'm going to go with San Diego.
There you go.
Yeah.
And magpies are part of the corvide family, which is basically the same family as crows. So it's in the same family as crows, but they are magpies.
Okay, so they are different, but
Within
whatever.
the same family.
Yeah.
All right, fair enough.
Yeah, I'll still give it to you because you won anyway. We figured out that Breaking Bad had 5 seasons, and then the Republic of Liberia is a country on which continent?
I have no idea.
Africa.
I guess I guess African. I usually get it right. I should have said that.
You should have.
I guess I could have guessed Africa.
Well, you still won, so congrats.
Congrats, Steve. Good job, buddy. All right. Well, we are gonna. You know what? We gotta. This is amazing to me that somebody. Why do I say it's amazing? I mean, I know you and your movie tastes.
Yes.
I cannot believe you tweeted out that you actually liked Wonder Woman 84. But look, Warner Brothers said that they're fast tracking development on another installment of Wonder Woman. There will be a Wonder Woman 3.
Because Wonder Woman 2 is so damn good.
Is that what it is?
They decided to follow it up with a new one.
All right, yeah, it's well, we wondered about Wonder Woman being released to your TV. Like they did have it out at theaters, but on Christmas Day they also put it on HBO Max,
Right.
which was a way to get people to get HBO Max.
And man, So, yeah, I liked it. And I know it's a very polarizing thing. It seems like most people hate Wonder Woman 84, like, despise that movie. Like, you group texted all of us to tell us how much you hated that
multiple
movie.
times.
Yeah, it was I usually don't go to that much trouble to say how much I hated anything.
Right, which I thought was very odd and hypocritical of you, because for the longest time you've recently been saying, I'm not going to crap on art because it's not fair to other, everyone likes something for a certain reason. Who am I to say that something is bad? And you just said out and out, Wonder Woman 84 is bad.
Yeah, I did. And you're absolutely right. I was a complete hypocrite because it was that bad. I felt like something had to be done. I want my life back. I want my Christmas back.
And we were going to watch it, and we decided, you know what? No, that's because of your review on it. We're like, you're not going to watch this Wonder Woman on Christmas. So we ended up watching the Santa Claus Part 2, because we watched Santa Claus Part 1 the day before. So
well, there you go.
Might as well keep going and finish.
Tim Allen needs the money,
which was awesome. But then we were like, what are we going to watch? I was like, you know what? Let's watch this Wonder Woman 84. BJ hated it. I want to see why he hated it so much. And I honestly think, in all truthfulness, it's not the greatest movie of all time. I could troll you and say it was, but I watched it solely because you set the bar so low, and I just wanted to troll you.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm going to watch it just to piss him off. And I'm going to tweet you guys and send you a picture of it. And I guess because my bar was set so low for this film, I had no excitement, no anticipation. I wasn't going into it expecting the greatest film of all time. I expected it was going to be a pile. I enjoyed the movie because of that. I think you helped me enjoy that movie, because I just expected it to be so bad that I was like, it's not that bad. It's actually kind of entertaining.
I bet that would have been different for me had I had that bar that low.
Right, because I know a lot of people were super pumped and super disappointed by it, which... also, we did it the right way. My wife kept falling asleep during the movie because we watched at the end of the night. And, after spending a whole day with Tatum, you get tired.
Oh, sure.
So it took us, I think, 2 or 3 watches to get through it. So whenever someone's like, it was too long, I'm like, it wasn't long at all. We watched it in 45-minute installments. It was actually a good length.
Yeah, maybe that's what we needed to do. I don't know. But I watched it with Joey Dees and Sarah, and Joey Dees and I were just all day, all movie long. We were like, what is wrong with these people who made this movie?
But what funny was, I posted a tweet on it, and I hashtagged the Wonder Woman hashtag, and I didn't anticipate that I would be getting these snobs that aren't even followers of our they're just random people. They're not friends of ours. They're not someone that's from Seattle. It's just some random person clicks on the hashtag of the Wonder Woman thing and decides to just come at me about why they hated the movie. And one of the people was just listing all this stuff. It's it was this, it was that, it wasn't very believable that this happened and that happened. And I'm like, well, are we talking about believability? This is a woman that has magical lassos and all of a sudden is flying, and we're wondering about the believability of a superhero movie.
Yeah, that's the thing I didn't do. Because people were on the other side. They were coming at me saying how much they liked the movie, and I didn't want to fight with them about it, because it's even with you, I didn't fight with you about it. I just said
I'm disappointed in me.
Yeah, I just said I'm disappointed because I've been on the other side of that, and there's nothing worse than just this hangry fan that probably needs a Snickers. That's all right, you hated it. I know why I hated it. I'll talk to everybody else that hated it, but I'm not going to try to make people who liked it all of a sudden hate it. I'm not going to do that.
It's so weird in that movie because we had to stop. It was we're 90 minutes in. I go, PJ, can you pause the movie for a second? He pauses it, and I go, all right, this movie has another hour left in it, and they just started World War III.
Yeah.
What is going to happen?
See, I had a feeling that Joe probably hated this movie.
Oh, yeah.
Because he's that guy that gets nitpicky about. I get it. It's there's a lot of plot holes in this film, and it's long. Sure every movie's long at this point. I honestly can complain about movies being too long with every movie. It's how does every movie have to be over 2 hours?
Yeah, if I was at a theater, I would have been so pissed. But again, when you can watch it on TV and like you did, do it in 45-minute installments, then a movie isn't that long anymore.
And I got what I paid for. I didn't pay anything for the movie.
That's the thing.
I already had the HBO Max, so it wasn't as if it cost me $1.
Now I know why they released it to HBO Max, though. I just think it wouldn't have done anything in the theaters.
It's made over 100 million worldwide.
In the theaters?
In the theaters.
Wow, people went to the movie theaters to see this.
I mean, and that's worldwide. Usually that would be a U.S. release would make over 100 million. So it's definitely not making what it could make, but it's made enough to warrant a third one.
Well, and I, the subscriptions too. I look, if they got people to get HBO Max, that's a big win for them as well, because they definitely, they want to get up to Netflix territory having that many subscribers. I don't know. I would like to know how much the movie cost as opposed to what they ended up getting back. Maybe they'll get their money back.
The one thing I did notice too, also when putting that tweet out, was that it was funny though, because there was like a few people that were just like, "Oh, I'm glad that I wasn't the only one that liked this pile of a movie." Because I think so many people were being shamed for liking that movie.
Yeah,
that it was like it felt good to know that you also like this quote unquote pile of a film.
Well, maybe you got something out of it that we didn't get. Maybe you really
escapism. Like that's all. I just got lost in the stupid story. It was.
But you're not a superhero.
She's a smoke show. I mean, honestly, she could just
see. That was the example. Everybody kept saying that to me. That's the one example everybody gave was like, "Come on, BJ, she's hot," and I'm like, "That's not the only reason I watch movies."
No, you're right. That's not a good enough reason to watch a film, but it definitely helped make the movie less sucky while you're watching Gal Gadot just be awesome. And then also, what's her face? Kristen Wiig was awesome as a bad guy. Oh, gosh.
Yeah.
Rev, did you like it?
I did not watch it based on everybody hating it so much.
Rev, you got to watch it, man.
Yeah, you really do. You got to. You
like movies?
I definitely wanted your opinion on this. So, can you watch it before we do the Geek Nation podcast?
Yeah.
Because we're going to have to talk about it on the Geek Nation podcast.
The thing is, 2.5 hours long, though.
Do it how I did it. Watch it in 45 minutes or something into.
I'm going to have to.
Yeah.
Can I watch the first 45 and then the last 45 and just be okay with it?
Yeah. The problem is the plot holes and just the ridiculous nature of it. Whereas, at least with a lot of movies that I like to watch, they try to make it make sense. They just try to go look. But I feel like, it's a style of movie where we don't care if it makes sense because of the people who will love it don't care if it makes sense. And you definitely didn't care.
Well, I'm a wrestling fan. Clearly, I don't really care about logic and things making sense.
And then, if that's the case, that could be why people liked it where I didn't. I thought so much of that movie didn't make sense. Plus, I don't know enough about Wonder Woman. There were things that happened in that movie that I thought, Wonder Woman, I didn't know Wonder Woman could do that. And then I talked to some folks that said, well, yeah, they established later on in the newer issues of her books, she could do things that I don't remember her being able to do back in the Super Friends days.
Right, because there was a moment I looked at my wife and I go, oh, so now she's flying, huh?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
She can fly. I guess that got established in the comic books. I didn't know that, but she can fly.
Okay, so maybe no one then would know because you mentioned you didn't really pay attention much. Was that villain an actual villain from the comic book story?
Yes. People are pissed off because it wasn't really flushed out as well as it could be.
Okay, because I was wondering about that.
It's Cheetah. They never said her name was Cheetah, but Cheetah is her big villain.
No, I knew that one, but I was wondering, was the guy...
Oh, the dude!
Was that guy...
Oh, I don't know about that guy, but I don't follow her comics enough to know if that guy ever was a guy.
Okay. Because I was just wondering, it's kind of an interesting character.
And that guy you may not know, but this is so disappointing. He's the guy that's the Mandalorian.
Yeah,
that's right.
Pedro Pascal.
So I maybe not want to. I hated that movie so much. I said I don't think I want to watch The Mandalorian anymore. He was so bad. Everybody thought he was really good in it. I thought he was way over the top and way bad. I felt like he was a cartoon character. And honest to God, there's so many things I could talk about with that movie.
I did like that we finally got the answer to the question of what would happen if you asked for more wishes with your one wish.
Yeah.
Because that was his thing. He's like, I want all the wishes.
Yeah.
And then guess what? Starts World War III. So, maybe don't ask for more wishes.
Don't get me started on that. I mean, honestly.
Wait, there's wishes in this?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. The whole movie's about wishes.
Wait, no, Aladdin already came out.
Yeah, this is
evil Aladdin.
This is a guy that doesn't know how it works.
So he said this is Pedro Pascal's worst acting role ever.
And some people thought he was fantastic, and I thought, my God. I think, though, I don't think there's anything he could do. And Kristen Wiig, I don't think there's anything he could do. Sometimes a movie is so bad with the writing that you can't do anything as an actor. You just can't do much with it.
And it looks like his character is in the comics as well.
Okay. That helps me understand the idea of the movie a little bit better. Because I was like, okay, well, if this is just someone that just did a make him up, I can understand why the hardcore Wonder Woman fans are probably upset about it. But if he's actually part of the stories.
And look, I have to say, I'm not a DC fan. So, I mean, a lot of DC comics just never did it for me because they weren't realistic. They were stupid in my eyes.
They all had dumb names.
Yeah, so...
Superman, Wonder Woman. Have real names.
So, yeah. Like, Reed Richards.
Like Spider-Man.
Yeah, Spider-Man's better. Yeah. Okay,
so
fine.
you're not going to watch it again, huh? You did?
No. And they're going to.
Did you like that it was based in 1984? I enjoyed that.
Oh, that opening. See, the opening
scene was awesome.
What, the fighting the goofy mall guys? I felt like I was watching a sitcom.
Oh, really?
It was so cheesy. Comic books should be cheesy from time to time. Does every comic book movie have to be like, this perfect work of art? Can't they just be fun and silly?
See, this is this is the retort to them being like, oh, DC's too dark and grim. So now they went fun and goofy, and everyone's like, oh, now it's too fun and goofy.
You can't make anyone happy.
No, you can't.
Think of how people hated Joel Schumacher's Batman.
Okay,
you know what I mean. Basically, it was that moment. They decided to do an homage to the '80s in a way, even though there wasn't. Somebody said there wasn't one '80s tune in the movie.
Yeah, I heard
they
that
found
as well.
That was really odd that you did it. You said it in the '80s and nobody played one '80s song.
They had to save a couple $2 and probably couldn't afford the music rights.
Yeah, you're right.
It was going
about
straight
that.
to HBO Max.
But you're right. It's very polarizing, and I didn't know you had to go deep into Rotten Tomatoes because they have verified fan reaction. Because the audience gave it 73%, but then somebody went deeper and found out that that's not the real audience.
Someone they're like, I can't believe this. I need to get deeper into this.
I didn't know there was a different audience score you could get. There's the regular audience and then the verified audience, which I don't know.
What about the critics? What did they say?
Critics gave it 60.
All right,
which is
right on the cusp right there.
Yeah, it's right in the cusp of
better than I thought it would.
Yeah, it really. I personally believe that a lot of folks were just like so happy to get a free big blockbuster movie.
Yes,
and like you said, Steve, it was goofy and wasn't too dark, and it wasn't really serious, and yet it was also, some people thought that it was too woke because of the message of the movie, which, I mean, I don't need someone to throw buckets of lemonade on a bed for me to get a story, to get woke, but okay.
I did read, though, that Pedro Pascal got his inspiration from Nicolas Cage.
Oh, that definitely shows.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay.
Wow.
That's funny.
Yeah, I liked him, man. I was like, I kind of was hoping that he would. Now I don't want to spoil it for those that haven't seen it yet.
Oh, my God.
It's okay. You guys have spoiled a good amount. So
yeah, I'm pretty sure you guys have spoiled everything.
How can you spoil that movie?
No, we haven't spoiled anything.
No, well, look, we've given everybody a
Go
week.
watch it. I highly recommend it.
You had a week to watch it, I mean, at this point, if you haven't seen it by now.
I have a toddler that won't let me watch anything except Puppy Dog Pals or Tots.
Okay, so then when will that ever get fixed? Until he's in high school?
Mondays are my days. He's in daycare today.
Oh,
Look,
all right, watch it.
Nothing that we said is going to
really
ruin
haven't
this
spoiled
movie.
it.
Okay.
Except saying it was trash. It was trash. Steve loved it. I said it was trash. I mean, but it was a dumpster fire.
Today's National Trivia Day. Here's a fun little piece of trivia. Pedro Pascal was actually in the pilot for Wonder Woman that had Adrian Palicki in it.
Yeah?
Like back in 2011.
Oh.
He was in that one too.
No, look at that.
Yeah, he wasn't playing the same guy.
Yeah. Well, Vicky, go check it out. Rev, check it out. I'd love to hear what you guys think of it.
Someone said, Rev, skip it. Take the time to organize your sock drawer. You'll get more out of it.
And I liked the first Wonder Woman movie. I liked the first movie.
I thought it was all right.
I enjoyed this one more than the first one.
Ooh. I'm not surprised. I'll say that. I'm not surprised. All right, well, one thing we can all agree upon, hey, go Hawks, baby, is they came from behind, beat those Niners yesterday, and we're looking forward to the playoffs, and that means we got to chat with Mitch Levy, because Mitch from Mitch Unfiltered is going to tell us what we can look forward to as we get that big game coming up. Mitch joins us at 7:17 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
Spend less time in the laundry room and more time doing the things you love. Introducing the Samsung Smart Top Load Laundry Pair, now available at Lowe's. The washer's large capacity means you can fit more in every load. Plus, its super speed setting washes a full load in only 28 minutes. Shop the smart washer that will streamline laundry day, backed by Lowe's Price Promise. Based on using super speed on a normal cycle with an 8-pound load. Terms apply. See Lowe's.com/price promise for details. U.S. only.
Everything is better electrified. Like the guitar, toothbrushes, or cars. And Hyundai has the widest range of electrified vehicles on the market, including the first ever Tucson and Santa Fe plug-in hybrid EVs. You can use electric when you want it or gas when you need it. It's your journey. Evolve it beyond the pump in the 2022 Tucson or Santa Fe plug-in hybrid EVs. Visit your nearest Hyundai dealer or learn more at HyundaiUSA.com. Call 562-314-4603 for complete details.
Hey, Washington, Delta Dental is on a mission. Our state has a lot to smile about, and we think those smiles should be healthy and bright. That's why our Tooth Fairies taught over 30,000 kids the importance of dental care. Whether it's in the classroom or online, they make good habits stick and spread a little magic along the way with free programs, parent resources, and of course, toothbrushes. The Tooth Fairy experience is helping us get closer to being 100% cavity-free. Learn more at cavityfreewa.com.
99.9 KISW, the Rock of Seattle.
BJ, very, very excited as the Seahawks are going into the playoffs after a big come-from-behind win against the 49ers. And it's always great to have our next guest back on from Mitch Unfiltered. It's Mitch Levy.
26-23. How'd they do in the last 4 games?
I wish we could talk to somebody that knows football.
Oh, yeah.
Sports, because
we have him as Mitch. You're the problem.
I'm embarrassed for Mitch that he was so wrong about these last 4 games. That I'm going to let you slide on breakfast because I know you're probably feeling bad that you were way off on your prediction.
Yeah. I don't know that I predicted 4-0, but I certainly didn't predict 1-3 or 2-2. That's for sure.
I'm going to give you credit. You actually you said you thought they would go 3-1 with a good chance of going 4-0. So you actually you did mention the 4-0. I got to give credit where credit's due. You were absolutely right, and I was absolutely wrong. And I have to say that you had more faith in this team. But Mitch, we have to say that they pretty much won it defensively, which was that's what surprised me. I didn't think our defense would be able to hold up and be as good as they were in these last 4 games.
I don't know that I had as much faith in this team as you give me credit for, or whether you've got to consider the circumstances and the opponents. They haven't played the greatest teams in the world the last 4 games. And when you came out with all of your research and data the last time we were on,
I had a lot of data and a lot of research.
We haven't been on since.
I have destroyed that computer since that computer was launched off the building.
I don't think you were considering the opponents. Outside of the Rams, who had come off of a loss to the Jets. We didn't see that coming, and we're not playing their best football. I just don't think, the real question, the obvious question, and we're going to find out the answer soon enough, is what's this team going to look like if it gets a chance against the Green Bay Packers, if it gets a chance against the New Orleans Saints, if it gets the chance against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I mean, I think those 3 teams, and the Rams, of course, I think those 3 teams are just a different kettle of fish, and the Seahawks have been able to get through these last 4 against subpar opponents for the most part.
Well, and no one likes to look ahead, but granted, because we're going to face one of those 3 teams if, in fact, we beat the Rams this weekend. And
correct.
With all the problems the Rams are having, with the no Goff, whatever, you got to think that we should be okay against them at home, right? We should be, right?
You keep telling yourself that. I think that who knows. First of all, is Jared Goff going to play? Now, I saw some footage of him yesterday before the game that he didn't play against the Cardinals, and he was throwing the ball great. And he had hardly a Band-Aid on his injured finger that was surgically repaired last week. Now, does that mean he's going to play? I don't know. But he was throwing the ball great. He looked fine. I don't know if you can play 10 days or 12 days after surgery or whatever it is, 10 days after surgery. So that's the first question. If he plays, is he going to give them enough? Is he going to give the Rams enough to beat the Seahawks? Well, I think you got to tell me what the Seahawks offense is going to do now. We used to ask the opposite question the first 6 games of the season. What are we going to get from the Seahawks defense?
Right.
Now we're asking the question about the offense. It's almost unbelievable the turnaround on both sides of the football. But yes, I would think that the Seahawks will do enough offensively and they will continue to play good ball defensively to be able to get through this game on Saturday. Now, will they? Yeah, I think they will, but is anybody going to be shocked if the Rams come in here and win a defensive game that finishes, 20 to 13, 20 to 16? Anybody going to be shocked if next Monday the 3 of us are talking about the Seahawks season being over? I don't think so.
I will be very, very disappointed because of the fact that I do believe that we're the better team. I would be even though the Rams have I guess they still have the number 1 defense, but I still believe we're the better team. And I feel like offensively they have made the right adjustments to the defensive adjustments that were made against them by other teams that a lot of folks copycatted. I really feel like we're the better team. Do you think we are? Oh, holy cow! He's not. Whoa!
Well.
How about at the bed breakfast?
How do I answer that question? Are we the better team? If you let me ask you this: how do you define better team? That we take the 22 starters, and we take the special teams guy, and we give a check mark. We compare 20. Let's say we compare 24 guys: 11 offense, 11 defense, a punter, and a kicker. All right, let's say we do that.
All right.
So we've got 25. We got 24 comparisons, and we give a check mark to the team that's got the better of each. Are you asking me whether the Seahawks would win more than 12 of those check marks? I don't know.
I don't know either.
I don't know. I mean,
kicker, punter, quarterback. We're good.
Well, the big question. That's right. The big question is you've got the quarterback, right? You've got Russell Wilson, and they've got Jared Goff. You would think, typically, that you would have a huge advantage. You would not just get one check mark. You would get more than one check mark for the quarterback. But the quarterback of the Seahawks, I hate to say it, has not been playing his best football lately. Neither has the quarterback of the Rams. And the Rams defensively are really, really good. What did the Seahawks do for 3 quarters against the 49ers yesterday?
Nothing.
Do you put any stock into the fact, though, it's the defense? Because that Pete Carroll is saying that people just don't realize that our division has probably the toughest defenses than the entire conference. Do you put any stock into that?
What did the Seahawks offense do against the Giants defense?
Yeah, that's a good point.
What did the Seahawks do against the Eagles defense? What did the Seahawks do against every defense that they've played in the last month and a half outside of the Jets? At the time, 12 and 13 Jets. The Seahawks have not been able to generate much of an offense against NFC West teams, against NFC East teams, against any teams. So I just don't think our offense, the Seahawks offense, is playing great football right now for whatever reason. They seem to they got kick-started last week against the Rams in the second half and were able to pull that game out. And they got kick-started somehow yesterday in the fourth quarter, and they were able to pull that game out. It's hard to get my arms around what's wrong with the Seahawks offense. Now, if you told me that they're going to click back into the way they were playing the first 5 or 6 games, then I would tell you to make your plans for Tampa and the Super Bowl. But are they going to play? Is the offense going to come back alive and start playing good football? If it doesn't, can they beat the Rams? Sure, they can beat the Rams. Are they going to beat the Saints and the Packers in the following 2 weeks? Probably not. Probably not.
Oh, that's just great. I might as well just do chores around the house on Saturday at 1:40.
No.
My heart is breaking.
Jumpstart the offense, Miggsy. Come on.
Well, what am I supposed to do? Am I supposed to tweet Pete Carroll and Russ like some fans do? And does that ever work? So I always love that when someone put Russell Wilson posted something and some guy just breaks down everything that Russell Wilson did wrong on Twitter. And I'm like, what do you think? He's going to read that and be like, guys, look at this tweet. We need to fix these things. This guy tweeted me and he's right.
He's absolutely right. Well, the way I look at it, Mitch, is that, you brought up the Giants and you brought up some other teams, of course, outside of our division. There was an adjustment made to how the Seahawks were defended. There was an adjustment made,
yes.
And a lot of folks copycatted that. I'm wondering, number one, do the Packers and the Saints have the personnel to be as good on defense as a team like the Rams? And I feel like they have at least made some adjustments on the offense to go, all right, you're going to do this to us? Well, we're going to now start playing this way. Obviously, if we don't have Carson as healthy as he can be and we don't have a good running back situation, it is going to be really hard for us. And if Adams isn't back, it's going to be really hard for us. But let's say we got those guys. And I just don't think we're going to face a tougher offense than the Rams defense than the Rams defense. I just don't.
No, you're not going to.
You're not going to. And I think that if it's a shootout, if it does become do you think it could be a shootout with a team like the Packers, a shootout with a team like the Saints, like we saw in the beginning of the season, where
the Saints are good defensively, BJ.
I don't want to hear that.
The Saints are good defensively. They're very strong. Go into their place and play in the Saints defense.
That's fake news. Hashtag fake news. I don't want to hear that.
The Saints are good. The Packers are okay defensively, but you can run the ball against the Packers. You ask good questions, but the other part to this is, okay, yeah, You're not going to face a better defense than the Rams. You're right, because I think the Rams have the best defense in the National Football League. So you're not going to face a better defense. But the question then becomes, you're facing Aaron Rodgers. You're facing Drew Brees. You're facing offenses that can put 30 to 35 or 40 points up on you. Okay, let's say they don't against the Seahawks defense, but the Seahawks are going to have to score more to beat those teams than they have to score to beat the 49ers yesterday.
So you don't think our defense could pull, like after watching film and doing whatever, could pull the same kind of moves that opposing defenses did to Seattle? I mean, unless you really believe that there is a real problem with our offense and it's our own fault and it's not the fact that that other teams made the adjustment. You don't think our defense is good enough to be able to cause problems for the Rodgerses and for the Breezes? You just, do you have that much confidence? Because our defense looks amazing. I mean, the last 8 games, I guess, were one of the better ones. Do you believe that, or do you believe, no, it's just weak teams we've been playing?
No, I think it's a combination. I don't think there's ever a pure answer. I think the Seahawks offense is clearly, the Seahawks defense is clearly playing better. But they are not playing Aaron Rodgers. They're playing C.J. Beathard yesterday. They're playing Sam Darnold. They're playing Jared Goff, who's shaky. They're not playing. They're playing Colt McCoy. Yeah. They're playing Dwayne Haskins of the Washington Redskins.
I was so disappointed when the announcer said it was Beathard. The whole time before that happened, I thought his last name was Beathard. And I was like, that is the greatest last name in the history of sports.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm getting that jersey.
Sorry about that.
Yeah.
Sorry to disappoint you.
I even looked at my wife like, this guy's last name is Beathard.
Yeah.
And I was trying to think, how else could you pronounce it? And I was like, there's no other way other than Beathard. And then the guy says Beathard, and I'm like, oh, yeah, I guess that makes sense. Like,
that really was the biggest
not
disappointment of the game.
It was.
It was the biggest.
And therein lies the reason why you haven't heard from NFL executives, CBS executives for a job doing the games, Mixie.
There's a lot of other reasons, but that's definitely one of them.
That could be the top one. Can't believe they took that Heward guy over you.
Right?
Oh, God. Anyway, we'll see. We'll see. I mean, they have not played great offenses. They have not played great quarterbacks. They will play great quarterbacks if they advance in the postseason. And they're just going to have to play better offensively. They're going to have to play good, solid defense and play better offensively. Can that happen? Yes. Have we seen a lot of that lately? No.
It was so weird in that game because it just felt like they were just playing through the mud or something like that. And then all of a sudden in the fourth quarter, they just make a certain couple of little adjustments. And then it's like, well, it feels like we do this every year. It's like, where was this team from the start of the game? Why did it take until the fourth quarter to make these adjustments?
I have a theory about that. Everybody seems to have a theory about what's gone on with the offense. BJ talks about other defenses kind of adjusting. Maybe that's a little bit of it. My personal opinion is when you watch the Seahawks on offense, they are at their very best when they move Russell Wilson to the perimeters. Design plays, and you know the ones I'm talking about. Even if you think the quarterback of the 49ers is beat hard, you still know what I'm talking about, right? I'm talking about the play action where he fakes to the running back or he fakes the pitch to the running back and he rolls. Yeah. And they move the pocket and he rolls to the outside. When they throw those types of plays at defenses, they are at their very best. I believe that when you watch the Seahawks, they do that really early in games where they actually pre-design the first 15 or 20 plays. They're all pre-orchestrated, and they come out and they do a lot of that, and they typically move the ball at the beginning of games. And then they go through these stretches in the second and third quarters where they don't move him around. Every pass play is kind of a straight drop-back pass play. And when he's under pressure, the 49ers got a lot of pressure against the Seahawks yesterday. When they're not moving him around and he's moving around on his own and just trying to avoid people, that's different. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the design plays. You know, you can probably close your eyes and visualize what I'm speaking about.
Yeah.
They have a package of plays where he rolls to his right, rolls to his left. They move the offensive line out there, and he makes plays. He kind of makes improvisational plays, if you will. That's when they're at their best. And if you go back to they were doing nothing for 2 quarters yesterday. And then at the beginning of the fourth quarter, they drove the ball down the field and scored a touchdown, right? Go back and look at that drive. They started rolling them out again. 3 or 4 or 5 different plays on that drive is what I'm talking about, that they weren't doing from the second in the second and third quarter. So I'd like to see them not get away from rolling him out.
Why would they get away from that?
Yeah.
Because Mitch, now that you mention it, it's like, yeah, he when he's moving, he's the most dangerous if it's a plan, like you said, if it's planned. And we remember that not just from, yesterday's game. I mean, that's when Russell was always fantastic, is when he was rolling. Why don't they do that? Why do they try to just have him stay in the pocket when that's not his greatest weapon? I don't understand why they continue to do that.
I think there's probably a few theories. You'd have to ask Schottenheimer that question, but I think there's a few theories. The few theories, the one that I think that an offensive coordinator would say is, he'd say, BJ, every time I roll Russell out, okay, every time I roll him to the right, let's say, really we're only using half the field. We're excluding the left half of the field when I roll him right. So defenses don't really have to honor the left side of the field because how often is he going to roll all the way to the right and then throw all the way back to the left? You're only making the defense actually cover half the field. So he would say, I can't keep doing that. I can do that here and there, but I can't do it all the time because I can't allow the defense to be able to concentrate on only one half of the field. Same thing going to the left. Every time he rolls to the left, you actually allow the defense to not have to honor the right side of the field. That would be the first thing. Second thing is, they get involved in calling a game as it's going, right? The first 15 plays, they decide on Friday before the game. So they can sit down in an office with no pressure and no clock, no play clock, and decide, here's what we're going to do the first 15 or 20 plays. So they make that decision, and they can just, acknowledge it, hey, we're going to roll them out. Then you get into the game, and then the second and third quarters, you're making play calls on the run, on the fly. And I just think that maybe, they don't use it as much for whatever reason. They don't think about using it as much. They drop him straight back, and then he has to improvise when the rush comes. He has to make the first guy miss and then run up the middle. You've seen the whole thing. I mean, he's good in that regard too, but I don't think they are as effective as when he fakes the run and rolls to his right or left. That's when I think they're at their best. I
got to be thinking, especially when you've got, and the dog agrees with you, so I think that's important.
Yes, Misty does too. Yes.
Yeah, there you go. Well, Mitch, we're going to see this coming Saturday, that's for sure. And boy, I thought you would have a little bit more hope about Saturday, but you're still concerned.
No. I want to be clear here. First of all, we got to say one thing. They're 12-4. They won the division. They're going to the playoffs again. There are a lot of cities that are changing coaches every year on Mondays at this time. Yeah. Right? There are a lot of we live in a city where we've got great football year after year after year after year. They deserve a lot of credit for what they've accomplished. I'm not suggesting they're going to lose on Saturday. I don't know. I'm not probably going to pick them to win. I think it's going to be a really difficult game. It's going to be a really difficult game based on the opponent and based on how they're playing. I think it's going to be difficult. I think they can win on Saturday, and I think if they get it going, they can win the following week too and maybe make a run to the Super Bowl. I just don't love the way their offense is playing right now. That's all I'm saying. I don't love the way their offense is having to come alive late in games to bail them out. That's not going to work against good team after good team after good team. So they're 12-4. They had a great year. They won the division. They should be rewarded with a lot of applause and accolades. And I'm thrilled to be in a city where they're playing playoff football year after year after year. I just don't know that I have a great feel for them right now going into the Rams game offensively. But I didn't last week. And they went and beat the Rams last week, didn't they? They beat them by a couple of touchdowns.
Yeah.
So
20 to something.
they can win the game on Saturday. They can go to the Super Bowl. Let's just see what happens.
But what I don't love, Mitch, is, and I love the backstory of Alex Collins coming back on the team, the practice squad stuff, gets that great touchdown at the end of the game. I don't love his end zone celebration. I thought it was very embarrassing.
I didn't see it.
He did some weird river dancing. And the whole time while he's dancing, I'm like, what in the world is this guy? Yeah. He pushed his teammates out of the way to do this.
Yeah.
I didn't even see it.
Oh, you should go back and watch it. It's fantastic.
Well, I don't think you're going to have to worry too much about a lot of him on Saturday. I would think that now we got the playoff time. We're going to see more Chris Carson.
Yeah.
He hasn't carried the ball more than 17 times in a game this year.
So, and again, probably by design so that he can be as healthy as Right.
Well, I think we'll see more of Chris Carson this weekend. I hope that they'll have Adams back. I'm assuming that they will. The Jaron Reed injury is a little troubling.
Yeah.
The oblique strain by Jaron Reed yesterday. You need him back. But I think it's going to be a gut wrencher. But I think that hopefully they'll get through it. And we're talking about next Monday, a Seahawks team that's going to the second round of the playoffs.
And you can get more. You can get more about this. A new podcast dropped today, I believe. MitchUnfiltered.com. That's where you can check it out, or any place where you get podcasts. Mitch Unfiltered. Yes. Mitch, all right. I hope that we're talking good stuff next Monday. I hope next Monday's not the last one.
Guys.
Happy New Year to you. And to Misty as well. His dog.
Yeah, of course, Misty. Okay. We got a man that kicked down a coworker's house door. Why? All because he didn't accept his Facebook friend request. I'll tell you what happened at 7:47 on The Rock.
Today's podcast was brought to you by Travis Gagne, bankruptcy attorney. He's here right now and has agreed to answer more of your questions about bankruptcy. Here's another listener question. How do I rebuild my credit after filing bankruptcy?
You rebuild it, one creditor at a time by making your payments on time on your rent or your mortgage, by continuing to make car payments on a car that you keep during your case. You can also, as I said earlier, you can almost always get a credit card almost immediately after filing bankruptcy. Sometimes it's a secured card, and it'll almost always have a really high interest rate on it. But you could get a small balance credit card and charge a tank of gas or a dinner once a month on that, and make the payment, pay it off every month, and that'll help you build a credit history one creditor at a time, and will help you rebuild your credit over time.
Thanks, Travis. If you have more questions about bankruptcy, you can reach out to Travis anytime at ChooseTheRightChapter.com. That's ChooseTheRightChapter.com. Thanks for listening.
Spend less time in the laundry room and more time doing the things you love. Introducing the Samsung Smart Top Load Laundry Pair, now available at Lowe's. The washer's large capacity means you can fit more in every load. Plus, its super speed setting washes a full load in only 28 minutes. Shop the smart washer that will streamline laundry day, backed by Lowe's Price Promise. Based on using super speed on a normal cycle with an 8-pound load. Terms apply. See Lowe's.com/price promise for details. U.S. only.
Hey, Washington. Delta Dental is on a mission. Our state has a lot to smile about, and we think those smiles should be healthy and bright. That's why we support our Cora Foundation Smilemobile. This dental office on wheels provides checkups and oral health education to communities that need it most. The Smilemobile has reached over 44,000 children and families across Washington. See how the Smilemobile is getting us closer to a 100% cavity-free state at cavityfreewa.com.